having either listened to or watched or both most of what occurred today where it concerns this meeting in Helsinki, if I had any doubts up to this point, and I did not, but if I or anyone had any doubts as to the traitorous, treasonous nature of Donald Trump, wouldn't it all be washed away by now? Now, I understand that this little pigeon, Sean Hannity, and somebody else from the Fox sewer is going to or has already had an interview with Trump. And I know that the people who watch the Fox sewer have been waiting and waiting and waiting to hear the real shit, not the fake shit that went down at the press conference between Putin and Trump today, because that fake shit, all that was asked by people not affiliated with the Fox sewer. So therefore, it couldn't have been true or relevant or even real. It was all fake. So the Christians, the dumb fuck Christians who support Trump, and the dumb fuck Republicans who support Trump will probably watch the Hannity Trump circle jerk or mutual masturbation later on today and come away from that bullshit absolutely secure in their knowledge that, once again, our poor president is being beset on all sides by Hillary Clinton and George Soros and what were some of the other names, Maud? I don't remember. And all the bad guys who are out to try to destabilize our glorious leader's administration. I'm still having difficulty with the idea that a president of the United States, Donald Trump, would take the word of a murderous, fascistic dictator over the word of 17, I believe the number 17, U.S. intelligence agencies, who all together agreed that the Russians interfered in our last presidential election and shifted the outcome from Hillary Clinton to Putin. Remember how everybody said Hillary Clinton is going to win in a landslide? And then she didn't. Is that because the people of Pennsylvania and Ohio and Wisconsin decided they liked Trump better based on what they were hearing? Or was it because they thought Trump would be a better president based on the bullshit, the trolling that was done via social media by the Russians? Or was it neither? But I've heard over and over and over again today from all sorts of sources. Of course, I'm limited to MSNBC and CNN. I won't go near the fucking Fox sewer. I just won't. Because if I do, I'll pull out my gun and start shooting the television. And I don't think Kathy would like that because we couldn't afford to buy another one. But that's what would happen. Seriously. So I listen to CNN. I listen to MSNBC. And I hear the typical talking heads talking about what happened today. And I listen to all the experts that both networks bring on. Ever notice that the Fox sewer, from what I understand, they never have experts. They just, it's an incestuous little group that just constantly tickles each other's genitals in order to get a reaction, but they really don't say anything. It's just the same old bullshit over and over and over again. But I digress. So I listen to normal television journalists, and I go online and read the journalists at the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal and New York Times and Huffington Post and Salon and on and on and on. And I find that there really is nothing that I can add except my own personal outrage that the United States is now in its chief executive officer position, now has a traitor to the United States, a man who by any definition, the loosest or the tightest, has committed treason against the United States, and against whom the Republican demons in Congress will not authorize the House Judiciary Committee to begin hearings on whether or not there are impeachable offenses to be considered. Now, if the Democrats, as scatterbrained and unable to put together anything on a coherent basis now, if they by chance happen to take control of the U.S. House of Representatives this November, and if upon taking that control they do not immediately, I don't give a fuck what Nancy Pelosi keeps saying, if they do not immediately begin hearings on whether or not there is enough evidence to charge Trump with impeachable offenses, if that doesn't happen, what? What, Mike? What? If that doesn't happen, what? Come on, what? If that doesn't happen, our last best hope of recovering this republic is gone. There will never be another chance. There will never be another chance, because Trump will skate free. He will nominate, or he already has, and he has a couple more coming, United States Supreme Court justices. And there are enough traitorous, fucking filthy, goddamn Democratic senators who will vote to confirm these fascist pigs that Trump is nominating. Yeah, we have Democrats who will do that. That's right. You know who they are. You know who they are. That fucking Joe Manchin of West Virginia, you know what a traitorous dog he is, too. So, and this is why I can't gin up the confidence, the confidence inside myself to say, don't worry, Mike, everything will work out. The Democrats will. The Democrats will. The Democrats will turn out in numbers high enough to vote for Democratic candidates, no matter what the fuck the Democratic candidate self-identifies as. A Democratic socialist, a liberal Democrat, a conservative Democrat, a Democrat who sucks eggs, it doesn't matter. And I just cannot, based on observation over the past 35 years, I cannot, try as I might, gin up enough hope, confidence that the Democratic Party will bring this horror to an end.